Hi, let's talk more about worship songs. This video is sort of a sequel, but sort of a standalone to the video I made on worship CDs and song artists who I have really been ministered to by, who really speak to that experience of sorrow and grief and trusting God and pointing us to our trust in God, that reaffirm those truths that we know in our hearts, but grief makes us question. Oh, first, if we haven't met, hi, I'm Laura. I'm married to Mike, and we have 3 babies in heaven, and we have 2 living children. I named this channel Defiant Joy, not because it's easy to find joy in the midst of grief, but because we all know that's hard, but because it is possible to find joy in Jesus and through Jesus. And I have found that very true in my own life. All right, so in no particular order, here are 11 songs, 11 songs that speak to and encourage the grieving heart. Number 1, Fires by Jordan St. Cyr. Jordan, by the way, has a child with an illness and has seen grief through the eyes of a father who loves his child and wants them to get better. Number 2, I have Meredith Andrews, and she sings a song called Not for a Moment. Number 3, the artist is Timmons, and his song is Great Reward. Timmons has battled cancer for many, many years, courageously and with great faith and humor and authenticity. He has lots of wonderful CDs, A Great Reward. That one I have listened to many times since the loss of our twins. Okay, number 4 is Hillsong Worship's New Wine. In the breaking, in the crushing, you are making new wine. It talks about how God is kind of making new wine through our suffering. Number 5 is by Shane and Shane. I think that they have one for Psalm 23, which is my favorite psalm. And so I'll give that one as my one song for them. Then we have MercyMe on number 6, and their song Even If. You're probably familiar with that one. If not, definitely go check it out. MercyMe, the lead singer, I believe, I don't know if it's a son or a daughter, but he has a child who has type 1 diabetes and was diagnosed with that at a very early age. But Even If is that it's kind of like that Daniel or that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego prayer in front of the fiery furnace. We believe that our God will save us. We know that He is able, but even if He doesn't, we will not bow down to idols. We will worship the one true God. All right, Bethel Music, number 7. They have a song sung by Kristene DiMarco. I think it is called It Is Well. The next one is by Cochren Co, and it's called One Day. Now, you can probably guess what that song is about. So it says, one day there will be no more need for a hospital room. It just talks about how one day there will be justice, there will be healing, everything will be right. Beautiful song. I was not familiar with them until I heard that song, and it's a powerful one. Then I have, the band is called Rend Collective. A few years ago, there was a bomb attack in Europe, and Rend Collective wrote this song afterwards as a response. Moving on to the next one, Hillsong Worship has a song called I Surrender. It's definitely been a long process for me in just learning to surrender Surrender the twins, surrender my dreams, surrender everything to the Lord, and just trust Him without strings attached. And then finally, the last song, so number 11 is Jireh by Elevation Worship and Maverick City. They have a lot of good music too. Jireh, I believe, is Hebrew, certainly not an English word. And I think that that's the word that means God is our provider. And so they're just talking about how we can trust God to provide, and they bring the worship. I can probably put this into a playlist if someone would be interested in, if you would be interested in that, let me know. I hope that this is a blessing. I wanted to make a short video and just throw out some songs where you can just kind of go on Spotify or Apple Music or whatever and go listen to them. I do also want to kind of close this music themed video series of two with one more reminder of 2 channels that I mentioned in a previous video, in my video about 5 tips for how to deal with heavy grief when you've just had a miscarriage or infant loss. The first channel is Hopemommies, which is on Spotify or Apple Music, and it has lots of different playlists. One is called Hard Days. So if you have a hard day coming up, like the day that your baby passed away several years ago, a year ago, days that remind you of your loss, there's a playlist for that. There's a playlist from their prayer room. It's just very, very mellow and very contemplative. They've got a lot of great ones on there. And then the last one is hopefamilycare.net, and I'll put that down on the comments below as well. So definitely check those out. Those are entire playlists that have already been made by people who are better at this than I am. But I wanted to give my contribution to some of the songs that have spoken to me, and then I think might speak to you too. If you found value in this video, I hope you will like and subscribe. I'd love to spend more time with you as we pursue learning more about Defiant Joy. God bless you, and I'll see you again soon.